Shiba Inu have been observed doing some quite extraordinary and massive moves recently. Not your average day in crypto, with around 500 trillion Shiba Inu tokens observed moving between wallets. The market is very perplexed by this degree of volatility. Experts are predicting it could be a game changer, the key that unlocks the long-awaited $1 dream. There is a palpable sense of anticipation. The Shiba Inu community is buzzing with optimism and speculation once more. What is going on though? And why is everyone so sure that a Shiba Inu could be the one thing that finally makes a difference? Alright, let's get started. Everything has happened at Shiba Inu's pace today. There was a little decrease in price early in the day, but the token began its tenacious ascent back up as we've witnessed innumerable times before. Despite how unstable the chart appeared at first glance, community sentiment was strong. It seemed as if everyone could feel a major development on the horizon. Like a placid period leading up to a bullish storm. Afterwards something occurred. A massive shift on the link. Countless tokens changed hands. This was not a group of inexperienced traders making a buck by trading tokens. It was the huge dogs, the whales, making their motions with purpose and volume. Furthermore, the appearance of such sums of money is typically an indicator of a broader change in trend. Shiba Inu is positioning itself for more than simply a bounce, according to a prominent crypto analyst. Not a little spike or transitory rally, but a real trend-shifting breakout, according to his assessment of the setup. This isn't mere rhetoric either. The latest flurry of panic buying? Gone. Totally wiped off. Quickly the market recovered. Together with a resurgence of optimistic feeling, the idea of a $/ might not be as far-fetched as previously thought, according to some traders. At first that might sound ridiculous, but we're talking about crypto here. We have witnessed more bizarre occurrences. Still, allow me to wax poetic for a second. Does the price chart back up any of this speculation? Actually it is. A 5% swing was noticed by one expert right before the previous trading session ended. Although many were anticipating a larger defecation, Shiba Inu remained steadfast. Then the shocking part happened. There was a sharp increase in trade activity later in the day. The worth of tokens traded hands in the hundreds of billions in the span of a few hours. There is usually a rationale behind such a dramatic increase in volume. The entrance of smart money is typically a sign of this. Glancing around you can see whales. I am feeling more confident again. After encountering resistance on the upward, the price began a tight, coiled pattern of sideways movement. This is typically a precursor to a breakout, according to seasoned traders. Such a sideways consolidation just before the following step up is common. So although some remain wary, others perceive it as a Shiba Inu getting ready for something major. Additionally, Shiba Inu has not crashed and burned as a result of market pressures. People are beginning to take notice of resilience when it comes to standing firm. Things get even more intriguing from here on out. Shiba Inu is circling a huge resistance level. According to Into the Block data, more than 500 trillion tokens are owned in this same price zone. Right there, slightly higher than the current price, are the holdings of more than 130,000 wallets. A dense concentration of resistance is what we're dealing with. Much of a wall. On the graph, the red bands are rather thick. This is a major level, and overcoming it will not be a picnic. Daily momentum is sluggish, and the bulls are obviously in a tough position. You should not write off Shiba Inus just yet either. A different analyst made an even more intriguing discovery. The rate at which tokens were burned skyrocketed. The latest numbers show a 2,000% increase in only one day. Indeed, in the span of just one day, more than 50 million tokens were withdrawn from circulation indefinitely. That's quite significant. Why? Because there will be more pressure on the price as supply decreases. Pure economics dictates that when supply decreases, demand rises. The price of Shiba Inu surged by about 5% within minutes of the burn. More intriguing still, its movements were in lockstep with Bitcoin's, another cryptocurrency that saw a breakout. The general market momentum is strengthened by that kind of linkage. Shiba Inus are still going strong in spite of setbacks and technical difficulties. The basics are still solid. The rise in Bitcoin's value, the increase in the burn rate, and the community's level of engagement are all converging simultaneously. At these points, the fate of a token is decided, and the Shiba Inu is taking a firm stance at the moment. However, things improve. As of today, Shiba Inu is formally the 16th largest cryptocurrency in the world. I agree with that. It is now more popular than Bitcoin Cash, a side project that was originally associated with Bitcoin. Impressive work. Despite being written off as just another meme coin, Shiba Inu is now performing better than several prominent legacy tokens. The group of people responsible for this ascent, with a population of above 1.5 million. At the moment there are that many wallets that contain Shiba Inu. Not even in the cryptocurrency industry is there a lot of scale like that. It proves that this is here to stay. What we have here is camaraderie, faith, and momentum. With daily trade volumes surpassing 200 million USD, it's evident that Shiba Inu is not slipping into oblivion, despite the large total supply of 600 trillion tokens. It is dynamic, it is changing, and it is drawing interest from all across the market. Furthermore, energy is a demand for the market at the moment. We need stories for it. In order to rekindle interest, it requires tokens. Oh, and there's more the Shiba Inu can do. This kind of market condition has always been favorable to meme coins. When nobody is talking because they are all waiting for the next major story to happen. That is the ideal setting for Shiba Inu to thrive. Reason being, it's exciting. It unites people. People are kept interested as a result. Now we reach the most important question. Is it possible for a Shiba Inu to ever earn $1? A while back that was funny. Now though, people are giving it serious thought. There has been an increase in transparency even among the Shiba Inu development team. Not as a wild ideal perpetuated by internet memes, but as an attainable goal with the correct progression of events. Of course, it's not an easy road. No, it's not out of the question. Everything needed is on hand. The most critical things include continuous large burns, real-world adoption, growth into payments, scaling of shibarium, integration with games and DeFi. Lucy, a major player in the Shiba Inu community, recently even asked this topic on GPT. Checking the theoretical feasibility of a $1/Shiba was her objective. Surprisingly, the response was upbeat, very improbable, quite probable, doable with the right set of circumstances. It was best summarized by her. Consistent burning, widespread adoption, and ecosystem synergy among tokens such as Bone, Treat, and the shibarium network are key concepts. We must not overlook the events of 2021. Shiba Inu didn't get where they are now by chance. Belief caused it to rise. Just because of the time. Because of a group of people who would not be disregarded. Until they weren't. Holders were laughed at in that era. Until they awoke to gains that changed their lives. This indication has begun flashing once more. The number of burns is growing. The tide has turned. There has never been a more united community. Finally, after all this time, not even the $1 fantasy seems that far-fetched. It's a steep hill to climb, to be sure, but millions of holders are ready to do it together now. Is that so? Is $1 really in Shiba Inu's future? Write a comment and tell us what you think. Plus, watch one of the videos now playing on the screen to be abreast of any developments that might have an impact on your bank account. If you don't want to miss a Shiba Inu update, or your next great opportunity, make sure to enable notifications. Pass this forward to your acquaintances. It is time to spread the word. There is yet hope. This is only the beginning.